What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Get Right Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get notifications of new content. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you dig? Cue the music. Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy T. It's the Get Right Podcast, man, and we back, man. You know, I'm chiggling it with the homies as usual, man. I'm going to introduce the homie that always got us started, man, from, Clubhouse to everywhere, to Apple, to Spotify, the Brain Trust, Rod. Give us those 3 words, bruh.
What up, though?
There it is, man, and the people they love to hate or hate to love. Either or, it all depends. Mr. Misconception.
It's your boy DC in the place to be, man. I feel like this is gonna be one of them episodes. I feel a new nickname coming. I don't know. I see it coming. I see it coming. We gonna see how it go.
For sure, man. And of course, like I said, we want to have more guests. Season 3, man. So we got a guest with us, man. From your neck of the woods, Rod. You already know. So the homeboy Dang.
Yo, what
What's
up, though?
good?
What up, though? I'm in here with y'all boys.
Man, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm a regular. You
For
know me.
sure.
You know what that means.
All day, man. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk a little shit for you. You know, my man, CEO, founder of Blessings Greater Than Money. You might have heard us talk about it. Some of us even got some of the swag, some of the drip from you, man. But I'm gonna pass it to you, man, so you can just tell us about yourself. Where you from, where your mama stay, where your auntie stay. No, but
Nah,
let,
don't put that on wax.
don't put that on that.
Nah.
No, but just tell us, about yourself, man, and your business, man, and how you running it, man.
Like you said, I'm Dame Solo, Damien Solomon, uh, owner of Blessings Greater Than Money. Uh, I used to have the yams at my auntie house. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm from Detroit, though. Detroit, Michigan. Started the brand a couple years, about 5 years ago, and we've been moving ever since.
For sure. So, hey, Rod gonna want to know, bro. What side you from, bro?
West Side, bruh.
That's the only side that matter.
That's right.
Man,
That's accurate.
bruh. Detroit, bro. You know, I was watching something. I be watching my documentaries and whatnot. I saw this thing on YouTube. Detroit is like the 5th or 6th blackest city in America. Like I think like 60% or something like that of the population is black.
Of this city of Detroit,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it's 80 plus. It used to be 90 plus, but I
Oh,
think
for real?
it's like 86% now.
Man, it might be an old video. I was on YouTube, man, back when I was fasting and couldn't watch certain things, and it was like top 10 or top 20 blackest cities. Detroit was up there, bro. I thought it was 60 something, but again, it could have been old. But I ain't gonna argue with somebody from Detroit about who lived there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just started to get a little bit more color, we'll call it.
Got getting a little pale up there now.
There's definitely
Or
a couple gray hairs up in there, but yeah, it's
yeah.
it's still it's definitely not no 60%. That's nah, I don't even know where they at then.
That might
Uh,
have been in. That might have been in 1960.
Right.
So
Fun fact, yeah, Detroit used to be the richest city in America before the riots.
oh wow, probably because of them cars and whatnot, huh? The factories.
big three.
Yeah, they ran a lot. Then, a lot of people migrated to Detroit, and, a lot of money moved through there,
Oh yeah.
even from a mob and dope perspective. Well, I guess that was pre-dope. So mob perspective, a lot of money traveled through Detroit, still does.
Yeah, it inspired a lot of people to get to that area, man. And speaking of that inspiration, though, Dame, I'm gonna get back to you, bro. Like, what inspired you, bro? You said you 5 years in the game, so happy birthday, because I know you were celebrating your 5th year, man. So what inspired you to kick Blessings Greater Than Money off, man?
Well, I'll just tell you this. It started probably back in like 2014. I was just trying to create a clothing brand or whatever, and didn't nothing stick. So I did have a couple people do me logos and everything like that. So I was paying money, but nothing stuck. So it's probably about the end of 2017 when a couple things in my life started to change a little bit, and it stuck, man. Something was like, you know what, I'm sacrificing things for money, and it was like that ain't even the go-to for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like even coming up, the goal is to buy your family a house and take care of your family. That's for me. That's just my generosity, right? And so the thing was, I would be having hypothetical scenarios from people, and we'd be like, "Would you do this for money?" Yeah, because I knew what the end goal was. But then some things started happening in 2017. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not about to compromise my morals or integrity for no money, man. And you know, everybody nowadays, it's the bag, the bag, the bag. You know, you ain't supposed to sleep because you're supposed to be trying to get the money. Nah, bruh. That ain't even how money gonna come to you. And personally, you can keep chasing money, it ain't gonna come chase you. That ain't even the right way to go. So that's just what inspired it, man. So
Man, that's what's up, bro. You know, I tell you that the part that about really starting in 2014 and then not really picking up till 2017, I feel like that's a part of the story that so many people kind of gloss over. You know what I'm saying? What I mean is, from the outside looking in, somebody might see your brand, they see your shirts, they like, man, Dame got it all, woo woo woo, but they don't even know that by the time Blessings Greater Than Money came around, that was already your third, fourth, however many go around, and you had to basically keep going and keep retooling the effort until you found something that stuck. And I think that's dope, man. I feel like that part of the story, not yours, just in general, not enough people really see. Like, this ain't no overnight success type of stuff, right?
right, absolutely. It's just you gotta keep going, man. You know, you gotta find what you looking for real. Everything nowadays so trendy and so one hit wonder. I ain't going for that. I ain't never been a part of that. I ain't never wanted to be a part of that. And so a lot of these companies people don't even know. I remember back in the day when I used to order off Amazon back in the day when they used to have the watches you put on your wrist with the TVs on them. T remember that? You
Oh
can go to the
man,
Yeah.
club with a
yeah,
watch.
not the
I got
TV
it from
watch.
Amazon, but that was way back in early 2000, like 4 or 5. So,
Mhm.
this stuff don't just start, man. You don't just wake up and you become a success or whatever, or even somewhat successful. So it's a journey. You got to keep going, man. So
For
that's where
sure.
we at.
Yeah, that's a really important. I think people really need to take that in. Like, it's a journey, and majority of, like, we'll call it entrepreneurs, a majority of them fail, 100 times before they get that hit. There's a select few that can come out the gate and have instant success, but that's the exception and not the rule. So I think that's important for one, you to stick through whatever difficulties or challenges came your way, and starting to see the fruits of your labor. Most people give up before they get to that fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said I had several things going on, and I was like, nah, this ain't sticking. And I just was like, blessings greater than money, because I was just thinking about the blessings that I had. And I'm like, man, you know what? That stuck. So I
Yeah,
just kept building on that from the end of 17, rolling into 18, when I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and start creating stuff the way I need to. So
yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
When you say that, makes me think. Since we every off from the D, I think I'm the only one the only Southern boy in here. But I got a little fun fact. I know this is accurate. So Henry Ford, y'all know the first like big commercial car was the Model T. But do
Mhm.
y'all know why the Model T was called the Model T?
do not know.
That's how many times it took before it actually made it to production, ain't it?
Yeah, Models A through S failed. That's
Mm.
exactly
Hmm.
what it was. And the Model T stuck. And bro, I don't know how many letters. Well, y'all can do. I don't know how many letters that is, but it's more than a few.
It's
Hmm.
all right, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's just dope, man. I like hearing stuff like that, bro.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So Dan, you said, man, like you didn't want to compromise your morals, man. I know, just like any of us, man, especially coming from our environment where we can easily go left to make quote unquote fast money, easy money. Did you ever feel like, man, I'm gonna quit this? Was there ever a moment that sunk into your mind? Could have been a 1%, where it's like, man, I'm just gonna stop this and do something else. And if it did, what did you do to keep yourself going, bro?
No, it was never none. Like I said, when it stuck with me, to me, typically I can hear something and then I can hear something else, and I'll go to something else possibly. I heard this, I heard it again, so it's like, oh yeah, this is great. I just got to figure out how I can brand this and market it. It ain't, people typically think, oh, this religion based or faith based or nah. It's just, you do right things. People always say, I'm counting my blessings. People mention blessings more than they mention money actually, but people
Mm.
don't realize that um money can come and go. Blessings can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that just you waking up is a blessing. So you getting a blessing every day. You ain't getting money every
Bars.
day. You know what I mean? So no, I don't think it was no time where I was like, man, I gotta stop this and switch to something. I heard it too many times, man. So if I hear something too many times, it's like, let's go with it. Cause I got 1,000 thoughts coming through my head. Just even right now I do. But it's like it ain't repeated, then it don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I got 1,000 thoughts and 5 of them are repeated, right? That
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
next time on a cycle, if 4 of those might leave, then I got one left. So it's like, oh, that keeps repeating. Go ahead and go with that because that sounds like something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it's about trusting your gut and knowing, this is what you believe in. Anytime I'm gonna stand by it, and I believe that. I believed in that, so I just stood by it, bro.
Man.
Passion creates purpose.
Ooh, that's fire. Yeah.
Mhm.
He about to
Yeah.
add that on his next brand.
No, I ain't, cause I gotta pay that
Nah.
man 10%. I ain't doing that. And plus, you know what? I might not even remember that. So then,
Mhm.
cause I ain't
Yeah.
even got my phone to write no notes down or nothing. So nah, we ain't stealing nothing.
That's all right. It's
Sure.
gonna go. It's
He
gonna go
he might
live.
just he might inspire somebody else. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Why fashion, man? I know it sounds like you mentioned the watches with the TVs on them and the different endeavors before blessing greater than money. What kind of is that like a passion of yours, just like the fashion world and whatnot, or?
well, let me tell you this. I ain't really big into fashion like that. What I will say is like, man, Tia tell you all I did was wear like I'm good with the plaid shirts, the button ups, Ralph Lauren's, right? I never really wore t-shirts, and if I did, it was during the white tee. We was wearing the black tees or the white tees going to the clubs or whatever.
Right.
I never wore t-shirts, bro. So like I said, when it was 2014, I'm like, I need to change something up because I don't want to just go nowhere where I'm wearing a button up every time. It's either a polo Ralph Lauren button up or a a, a full on t-shirt, not t-shirt, but a long sleeve t-shirt that's plaid. So it was like I got to get up out of that, bro. Like let me change something up here. So um, I knew it was time to switch up. That was the best thing for me, and I rolled with it. So
Bet.
Yeah, man. So, what would you tell, man? Somebody like hearing that story, like you said, no one mentions that 3 year gap before the pop off. You know what I'm saying? You launching the websites, everything's getting branded, all that. But what would you tell somebody, man, that's trying to like, yeah, I'm trying to get like you, bro? Like, what would you tell them?
well, I tell them don't be a one hitter quitter. Um, it's just like it's social media right now, right? Everything trendy, so you can come up and make a quick buck. You got to stand by what you believe in, though. If you creating something, you got to
Mm.
stand by it. It got to be a passion that got to drive you. You know what I'm saying? And don't quit. You know, being an entrepreneur ain't the easiest thing in the world, bro. Trust me.
It
It's
is not.
you gonna make money, right? Several days at a time, several weeks, but then it's weeks and months where you just like you dry.
Yeah.
So that can frustrate you real easily. Then you might even pick up another sale after that dry spell. Then you go another couple weeks, couple months without nothing. So it's like you got to keep on trying to find ways to reinvent yourself within the same household. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be just like I use this example all the time. You could be a great father, right, to your kids, but now you got to figure out how to be a great husband to your wife. You got
Mm.
to figure out how to be a great son to your. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep reinventing yourself. As times change, people you got to change as well with the times, but you got to stick within your scope of things. So keep going. Don't
Yeah.
quit. Ain't nothing came overnight, but it seemed like that because that's all you see, the glitz and glamours on social media. But keep going.
Man, bro, that's dope. And I'll tell you that time factor is real, man. Like as an entrepreneur myself and juggling multiple businesses. At one point I had three going at one time. but that time factor, bruh, is real. And thankfully, like my wife is very understanding, and she knows that I gotta be outside, and I'll be out a good bit. But like you said, you gotta balance that family. I know you got a big family on your side. How does that affect it? Like how has the wife been throughout that process? Because I know, like, bro, as an entrepreneur and you out trying to get it and going through those dry spells and whatnot, and having to be out and shake hands, or everything that comes along with it, man. And so many times the family has to be the one to sacrifice so that you can reach that goal, man. How has that been?
It ain't necessarily a sacrifice, bro. You know why? Because I informed them. They know of everything that goes on. They
Hmm.
know why I'm doing this. They part of the brand. I mean, they're the reason why. I'm not gonna say the only reason, but they're one of the reasons of why the brand is going. You know what I'm saying? They are my blessings. So I'm fortunate
Mm,
enough to have kids and to take care of them and raise them and give them a better life than I had and pass the baton to them and just let
Hmm.
them see, hey, you can do things. We watch a show called I introduced them to Shark Tank just to show them, hey, it's kids your age that's doing stuff. So they see me, so they know now, oh, you know what? I don't have to be this. I don't have to be that. I can be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Wife is very supportive as well. She knows what goes on. She's informed on everything. So, everything is just falling in place, bro. It ain't no sacrifices nowhere because they gonna know firsthand. If I gotta take them with me or whatever. I get input from them. You like this colorway, you like this style, you like this design. Anybody say something to you at school about it, blah, blah, blah. So, and my kids is my biggest supporters
Hmm.
because not only do
Mhm.
they get stuff, but they also ask me, hey, can I get this? I need this in this color. So,
yeah,
you
hey,
can't beat
hey,
that.
hey, Pops, hook me up with that off the
Yeah,
menu. I need that
yeah,
off the
yeah.
menu drip.
Yeah, it's some off the menus, but we had to cut back on that because
Mhm.
you costing me
Yeah.
time and money. So
Right. Because ain't nothing free ever. It's
Nah,
somebody's paying for it.
yeah, it's getting paid for some way. But I
Yeah.
try to get them, hey, go ahead and you come up with a colorway, then your friends want to buy it, hey, then that's yours. You get proceeds off that. You know what I'm saying? So you can own that. You know.
for sure.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's you know what, DC, that was a really good question, man. I'm gonna have to give
Very.
you your journalistic certificate or something, bro. But
Boy just moved up to 96% on my approval rating. Check
man,
off that.
man, because even in a regular setting, or 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it, having the support of a spouse is key, right? Because even in a 9 to 5, depending on your title and position, it creates different rifts that could come along, right? Like overtime, or if you a salary, you don't always punch a clock and just be there from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever the case may be. And Tia tell you in a position where he travels a lot, I know that can be tolling on the spouse. So I think that's
Yep.
dope that you got that support, because it's not like that everywhere. That's for sure.
All day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out your wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shout out Charmaine, because if I don't, I'm pretty sure she might be on my head. So shout out to you all
Do
day.
what you gotta do. I'm gonna let the host run how the host run, bro.
Much love, but man, dang, when have you had that moment too, man? With the kids, helping you out, the family helping you out. You know what I'm saying? You had that moment where it came back to you like, oh shit, I'm on. This might work. Was there like something or someone that came to you and that then just inspired you, and that light bulb, not even a light bulb, just that, yeah, I'm doing it.
Well, I told you it stuck with me. So out of everything that I have been doing since 14 on up to 17, this stuck. It was repeated in my head, like, oh, yeah, man, you about to sacrifice this for that. Nah, we not doing that. You blessed enough to where you at right now. The blessing, even more blessings gonna come. You ain't got to sacrifice your morals and integrity for money. That was one of them, right? When I first started. So that was that. Um, I was doing a charity event. We was feeding 3,000 homeless people. So I
Oh,
would
shout
travel
out.
up to Pontiac. Shout out to my man Cliff for putting me on to this. And we were traveling up to Pontiac and we were feeding 3,000 homeless people. So one of his partners was like, blessings greater than money. Oh, that's dope right there. I might have to jack that. Where you get that from? I said, bro, you can't even jack this, fam. It's already trademarked. Oh, you own that? I was like, yep. So that gave me the quick instant joy inside my head. Like, yeah, he got it. Not only did he get it, but he was looking to take that. And I'm like, yeah, this already ain't no Puff Daddy over here, fam. We already so so but you know,
That's dope.
that
I
was a
think
great little moment right there when I was like, yeah, like if people understand it. I mean, I've had several little run-ins like that where people were saying, oh, I like your, I like what it says on your shirt or your sweatshirt or whatever. And it was like, okay. Just, just from people I don't even know saying that. My family and friends, okay, you expect that, they're gonna be a little biased towards whatever because it's a creation from you. I'm family, I'm your friend, but just random people saying, oh, I like that, or blah blah blah. Where you get that from? And that's inspiring right there.
Who's the most stranger? My bad, Rod. You got something?
I was gonna say, so in your opinion, is the brand the thing that sells it? Because obviously you're in a very saturated market, right? T-shirts, like everybody does them, to be honest with you. So you think the brand is the strongest piece of that selling the product, or is it the design?
Well, I think what it says. I think the actual
Mhm.
message. I mean, like you said, it is a saturated market, but you always another thing going back to T's question about what would you tell somebody? You go to the grocery store, man, it's 1,000 different makers of bread. It's
Mhm.
always sold out, bruh. You go to
Mhm.
Detroit, it's Fago. They still got Town Club. They still got Pepsi products. They all sell out.
Mhm.
So it's money for everybody. It's opportunity for everybody. What separates me, I just think it's not only is it the person wearing it, but I think it is the actual slogan. Like, oh yeah, when you think about it, blessings are greater than money.
Mhm.
So you know,
Rod, I think that was you. Blacker the Berry Part One. I think you. Yeah, I think that was you who told us about that Starbucks story, right?
Yeah.
Starbucks analogy. I think
Mhm.
that's it right there. To your point, Dame. Like I think you was like, man, it's like 3 Starbucks in a 1 mile radius.
Mhm.
well,
They
you can do
saturate.
Starbucks, you can do gas stations. I don't know how gas stations are in the South, but up here, it's a spot up here. It's 3 gas stations on one corner.
that's how it
Mhm.
is. It's like
On
that
three
everywhere.
out of four, 3 out of 4 corners. So it's like they all getting sales.
Yep.
You see a Home Depot right next to a Lowe's every time.
Mm.
Why
Yeah,
ain't one putting the other one out of business? Because it's opportunity there.
Mhm.
That's
yeah,
all.
that's a fact
You ain't never got to give up on what you want to do because everybody in there. You gotta outwork everybody.
for sure.
Mm.
Man, you said something earlier that somebody saw your brand and they're like, oh man, I might need to use that. You like, nah, bro, it's trademark. I know, especially with t-shirts, like you said, it's kind of a saturated market. Man, could you talk about even, I guess, the wherewithal to even get the trademark? Because we know there's a lot of folks out here that's selling whatever they product or services and they ain't got their paperwork together. You know what I mean? They say they a small business or they say they an entrepreneur, but in reality, they just maybe just selling t-shirts out the trunk. They ain't really legit. With your situation, I guess what kind of got you, like, where do you even get that wherewithal from? Because that knowledge, that the trademark, the copyright, getting the LLC, all that kind of quote unquote boring type of stuff, a lot of people are not on. They might have the spark, but they don't have the business acumen to really execute. Is there somebody you work with, or how do you come up? Like, how did you get to that point? There's like, let me get my shit together.
Well, the thing is, you watch too many shows where people are constantly they showing examples and they still fall victim, right? The thing is, I knew that I needed to get this done uh because I felt like I said this was important to me. Like paperwork and having your documents together, that's all me, man. I mean, I was gonna start a business back in the day with a friend of mine back in 2006, and we was working on trademarks back then. So it's like you got to know what's going on. Nobody helped me through this process, man. That was all
Mm,
me. I mean, I had people that I reached out to, and I got spent, and I got spent, and I said, okay, let me go ahead and get this done on my own. Like the biggest help for me was those that didn't help me.
mm,
You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? It
Yeah.
forced me to say, hey, man, go and get this done. Even creating the logos and stuff. I didn't really know how to work Photoshop and all that stuff too much. I had somebody ask somebody to create a logo for me. Oh, something wrong with my computer. Okay. See, my thing is, you get 2 strikes and you out with me. I don't like
huh,
to ask for help. I'm gonna get it done because we not always gonna be on the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
like that. I like to see where you at and check your temperature. And if you don't come back with the right degrees, then guess what? I'm on my own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna ever sit around and beg nobody. I like to just get stuff out the mud myself, man. So um, just talking about the trademark and all that stuff is you got to know what you're doing, man. I watch too many shows, like I said, Shark Tanks. You got to protect your IP and all that other stuff. You got to get your patents, all that. You learn that stuff. You see that. So why don't you apply that to your own situation?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait till somebody go ahead and take it. Then I'll be like, that's mine. Well, where's your paperwork? Oh, I was going. Nah, ain't none of that. It's already done. So it ain't no sense of wasting time. And I'm when it comes to business and stuff like that, I like to get it done. Even when it comes to work, I like to get the stuff done. So you don't have to tell me you got to get it done. To see nobody say, "Hey man, that's mine." No, it ain't. Go check the paperwork, bro. You on that. So it just comes from me being about my business, man. And whenever I say I'm gonna get it done,
That's what's up. Get her done.
that's
That's what
it.
we say. That's what we say down in the South. Get her done.
I got you.
I don't say that.
You ain't you're from Detroit. You don't
Yeah.
count.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't
I'm not
count. You a
using that either, bro.
transplant. Yeah.
But we do appreciate you having on, and hopefully you're going to continue to have this conversation with us, because DC, I've been kind of sitting on that question that you asked about the spouse thing, and it got me thinking, bro. I sent a video to our group chat,
Yeah.
and shout out to 8 at the Table. I believe that's the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
But my man be spitting, and I've seen a few clips of theirs and watched a few of the episodes, and they always have some great dialogue. But this particular one was talking about women, and we're gonna keep it Black women. And foreshadow, this might get deep, and it is one-sided. It's from our point of view because we male. So for our female listeners, hey, you want to chime in? We'll catch you on the next one. But what he was talking about is a female being a man's piece, right? Like in the case of my boy Dame Solo here, when he comes home from ripping and running and trying to make his way through this entrepreneurial space, like everybody knows that the Black man is beat up more than probably any other person in this country, right? We got to work triple times as hard just to make ourselves known. And when you come home, you want it to feel like home, right? You want it to be like, man, this is, if you're going to call me a king and label me a king, put that title on me, we don't always get treated that way. And I'm not saying my wife don't, you know what I mean? But let's be real. Like, that's not always the case where you come home and you have that support and you have someone that can be like, yeah, I know you had a rough day today. Let me do whatever it is you like, right? Whether it's rubbing your back, whether it's giving you a head, whatever it may be. I don't
Oh.
care. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean? You expect.
Makes every man happy, by the way, ladies. So,
You know what I mean?
Ain't a man alive.
No lies
I'm
told.
gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
But yeah, when you come home, you want to feel that sense of peace. And obviously, all of us have kids. With DC, your kid is grown, so you missed this part of it, but I'm sure you went through it. Like, you got to deal with the kids, and that's stressful in itself, but it's also joyful. So it's like a catch-22. But you want that person that's just going to be your center and treat you like the king that they call you. You know what I mean? And like my man was saying on the pod, you don't always get that, right? You don't want to come home and hear a million things just spat at you about what you're not doing. You know what I mean? And yeah, those conversations are needed of like, what can I do to help you as a spouse or as a, partner, whatever you want to call them. That conversation is needed, and it is one of those things that you have to get through. But if I'm having a rough day and I tell you that, you know what, I just need a minute, I need that minute, right? It don't mean I don't want to talk. And as men, we usually don't want to talk anyway. But in that minute, I just need a moment, right? It ain't nothing against you. It's nothing that I'm happy that you act concerned or that you seem concerned, but I need a minute, right?
And
Give me that minute.
you know what? My bad. I ain't mean. I hope I didn't cut you off.
Oh no, you good, bro. I was finishing it up.
Just to add to that, as your spouse, male or female, just read the room. If I told you what I told you, read the room. Now it's possibly comfort time. That goes for both ways. But yeah, to your point, yeah, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying.
For sure. Yeah, man. It's real. And I mean this is real conversation. Again, we don't duck topics, we don't duck conversation. So I thought that was pretty profound. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty profound from how he put it together. So like, gents, what were your thoughts on it?
You want your soapbox moment, DC?
No, you got it, T. You got
Hey,
Go ahead, bro. Because when I go off, I might, say the part might be over, bro. So I'm gonna let y'all.
But yeah, I did listen to that clip, man. And being someone's peace, man, is probably one of the most comforting things a human being can have, man or female. And as a man coming home, having the kids, wife's at home at that moment, even me traveling. At times, you come back, you get back from a flight or whatever the case may be, like just to have everything kind of like, hey, this and this is already set. Here's why I need you, but it's not me needing me at that exact moment. You kind of had that time to decompress. As just human beings, man, like just to able to decompress mentally and physically is probably one of the most relaxing things that can help you move forward in life, period, man. Whether it's with your spouse, with work, with your friends, all of that. That moment of decompression could be a half an hour, could be an hour. I don't know. That's in your household, that's in your domain. But just having that solace is key. Now you come in, you looking for that solace to what Rob was saying, like, oh, hey, did you know? Hey, the trash is overflowing. Hey, did you know? Hey, did you? And this, it's like, man, I just need 1 second. My wife has been pretty dope. She'll stop and ask, like, "Hey, what do you need right now?" And sometimes I'll be like, "I just need some peace," and she know what that means. To Dane's point, read the room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so y'all been to the crib, so now she'll give me that time to just sit upstairs. We'll just watch the TV for a little bit, decompress. All right, cool. Let me go. The little one need a bath. Someone needs some help with work. Someone needs. Let me go get this trash. Or hey, what do you need? So it works. So just by simply asking that question, and then like, okay, I'm telling you where I'm at. You reading the room, then we move forward. But sometimes, like you said, you come in and you just get hit with 10, 11 things. It's kind of like, man, you can see my body language. This ain't it right now. So I think that communication part is key, man. Just simply ask. Just simply ask before anyone gets to a breaking point.
Mm-hmm. And also I think it's important to note that men and women communicate completely different, right? we speak
Facts.
we speak two different languages, and it's no secret about that. Women are definitely more detailed and want to know. Like, my wife will tell you when she wants to know about my day, she want to know everything about my day. I don't have that many words to discuss it. I tell you like 3 words. You hear what my intro is? It's 3 words, bro. That's and I work in a position where I have to speak a lot, and I'm like, shit, I done used up my words by 10 a.m. and I got to continue to keep going. So, I think understanding that
Ain't
is
got
a
a
big
word
piece
count.
of it too, for sure.
He said he got a word count.
For sure. So you might get the Cliff Note version of everything when by the time I get home, and that's probably something I got to work on too. But um, we speak different languages, man, and I know DC is probably about to go in full mode. So I'm interested to hear his take on this.
Yeah, he about to piss somebody off. I can't wait.
Probably, you know what I'm saying? But because the thing is sometimes you gotta piss people off to wake them up, you know what I'm saying? But
That's true.
I mean, I agree with everything that y'all said. It's just sometimes, ladies, silence is golden, you know what I'm saying? And we don't always need to talk. And we don't always need to hear about today. You don't always need to hear about my day, or at least not as soon as I walk in the home. But providing peace, a woman providing peace to the home is a feminine trait, a feminine quality that I think that in our community especially has been lacking, probably for a lot of reasons. You've got, a lot of folks grow up in single parent homes, so you may have mothers that's wearing multiple hats, so they kind of are used to maybe having to display maybe a little more masculine energy. Because, if you think about it, men don't bring peace for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That's not a trait. We tear shit up. You know what I mean? Like, we go to war. You know what I mean? We hunt, bro.
Fact,
We go out the house. We leave the house and we go hunt. And we bring the food back. Ain't no peace
facts.
involved with that. You know, so when we come home, we do need peace. And I think to Dame's point about reading the room, that's a fact. And I think, and as we talk about our culture, um, I think one issue that we have is ladies don't always want to read the room. They want to dictate the environment of the room. But
Mm,
when you try to dictate the environment, that that is not bringing peace. You know what I'm saying? That's the opposite actually of bringing peace. When if I come to your house, if I come to T house, so T has like a no shoe policy, which I always kind of forget, but I always got like backpack, take my shoes off. You know what I'm saying? But if I go to T house and I'm like, bro, that taking off my shoes is why? I'm trying to dictate what goes on in his room, and that's going to be a conflict, and that's
mhm,
interrupting the peace. And I feel like sometimes that's just kind of that's the issue I think in our community. And the reason I'm taking this tone is because our community, our people are the least married of anybody in America. You know what I'm saying? If when we have children, our children are more likely to be born in a single parent home more often than not.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? And so we have a problem. And so there, there's an issue with men, obviously, as well. But I think the biggest thing is, yeah, that peace, man. There's 4 P's, bro. We pushing P. You know what I mean? We pushing P. There's 4 P's, I think, to a successful relationship. Women got to bring they P, that peace. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And men are responsible for 3 P's. You know what I'm saying? We provide, we protect, and we penetrate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Magic Johnson is back, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
that's right. But if a man is doing these, of course, there's more to it than that. But I think those are like the 4 core pillars, pushing P of a relationship. Men provide, we protect, we penetrate, and as a woman, like just bring the peace. Because I think most men are pretty low maintenance, bro. It don't
Mhm.
take much. You know what I'm saying? Feed me, another 4-letter word, insert there, and then I think we straight for the most part. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it don't take a whole lot. So uh, yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
y'all, man.
yeah, men are very simplistic. Women are complicated, in my opinion. They might think they're simplistic, but what Kendrick Lamar say? Why can't they feature on each other's song? Right? That's because they're
Facts.
that's because they're complex, man. But I, you made a point too to say that women has, especially in the black community, have had to wear many hats, unfortunately, at least in my lifetime. And I know it's probably even getting worse now. I don't know what the stats are now, but it was rare to see a two-parent household when I was growing up. So I can only imagine what that looks like right now. So I will give women grace in that regard of, okay, you haven't really been shown the model of how to create peace for a man. And it may be the reason why so many black women for sure are on this independent boss bitch type mode where they feel like they need to do anything. When they see a man that can protect, provide, and penetrate, sometimes you got to let go, right? You got to take a step back and then learn how to play your role into that, which is bringing that peace for someone that's, I mean, we all know. I mean, we just talked about last week of what we face just from a police standpoint, but even further than that, that all correlates to the workplace, to the gas station you go into, to wherever you go. We have to always be on guard. Like I feel like I can't have a down moment. I can't have a lack of awareness because that's when you get caught slipping, right? So
Facts.
you always got that heightened awareness and you might have your guard up. So when we come home, that's where we want to let our guard down and just be like, all right, like this is my sanctuary. This is my place of just basic peace. I don't have a better word for it. This is my place of peace and humility, right? So
Yeah, the armor comes off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And Dame, I'm gonna let you jump in too, bro. Like as you take that armor off, because we joked about this before, right? When is it a good time to cry in front of your woman?
Wait, What you letting me jump in for?
Yeah, I'm
The crying part. What you mean, bro? No, this wasn't part of the
Right.
script, fam. What
Because as you know, previous episodes we had a good moment about that, right? Like when it is okay to cry? Because it actually came from another pod too about is it okay to cry? Like men shouldn't cry, or women say they've lost respect in men who have cried in front of them, right? It kind of comes with taking that armor off, right? I'm not saying take your armor off, start crying, no, but I'm throwing it back to Dane because we answered this question before. And we said, hey, there's gonna be times you're gonna cry, especially like death. It's probably a harsh one. You know what I'm saying? You got emotions, stuff like that. But when is a good time?
Hey, bro, I don't think there's no right or wrong answer for that. You
Hmm.
should just cry whenever you feel the need to, bro. Like,
All right.
I'm gonna just go ahead and give you a quick example, dog. Like, so when my oldest son was graduating, he was graduating kindergarten, going to first grade. They played the world's greatest like 4 times only because they wasn't ready, right?
Mm.
Dog, that junk had me sad. I'm like, I'm about to cry. Now this is about 10 years ago. This 11, this 10 years ago, right? So I'm like, man. So I dropped my daughter off yesterday, and I just was like, let me put on. Ain't nothing on satellite, ain't nothing on the radio, right? So I'm like, let me put on some stuff that I know I got saved on the hard drive in the car. I put on the
You
worst.
listen to satellite radio? Bro, how old are you? I didn't think anybody under the age of 50 listened to satellite
Man, you
radio.
gotta relax, Daryl Campbell. Man, you gotta relax, bro. Let me. I'm a
Bruh,
guest. Like,
Governments.
relax,
Governments.
fam.
satellite
Hey, I
satellite
got I
radio?
got I got your back, bro. I listen to it when it's free. I
Hey,
don't pay
hey,
for it,
hey,
but I
hey,
do
listen,
listen to
hold
it when
on.
it's
I'm
free.
finna put y'all into. I'm about to put y'all in my world. It's
All
not even
right.
in my vehicle. It's in my wife's vehicle. I don't have satellite radio in my car. I don't have no radio in my car, bro. Like, I got a radio, but I don't listen to the radio.
All
I
right.
don't even have a newer vehicle. So let
Mm-hmm.
me get back to the story, DC. Um, so so the thing is, I put on the world's greatest, and I was like, man, I'm about to tear up again. But the thing is, bro, we get older, we get emotional. It's nothing wrong with crying. I don't think so. I've cried in front of my wife. It ain't been on no movie type stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
we was having discussions and stuff, and sometimes when I get kind of like a little heated, that's how when I cry, when I start tearing up, that's when I know I'm heated. You get what I'm saying? It takes me a
Mm-hmm.
lot to get mad, but I don't think you should not show that, dog. Like, that doesn't make you less of a person. We was taught that coming up. Like, I said
Mm-hmm.
this to my youngest son some years ago. Like, you don't cry, that's for girls. My wife looked at me, was like, you don't tell them that. And I was like, soon as she finished her last word, I was like, you right, I can't do that. Like, because we all trying to elevate. So I took that message from her, and I'm like, you know what? No, you can cry. Ain't nothing wrong with crying. Like,
That is a
that
hard
shows
thing.
strength. That
It's
shows
hard.
strength, though. It's hard for people, right? I understand, but it
Mm-hmm.
it takes strength to cry in front of people, dog. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I can give
Facts.
y'all a story of some stuff. I seen somebody lose they spouse and they didn't cry. And I'm like, dang, they strong. But that don't make you strong, bro, because you don't cry. Like, let it
Mm-hmm.
out. Like, I don't have a problem crying. I cry in front of my kids. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
weak
what
as
it
hell.
is. Yeah, it's just what it is, man. Like, you just gotta go
Mm-hmm.
through the motions, man. That don't show no weakness. That if I show my kids that, then they'll know, oh, okay, my
You
dad did
human,
this.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
you human.
my dad do this. I ain't gotta be tough. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we was taught though as men. You gotta be tough
Now the
Hey, I'm
question,
I'm
does
a I'm a
context
work in
matter?
progress. I'm a work in progress. Then.
every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, because I don't I ain't gonna, I'm not really big on crying, but I think context matters. Because like, are you crying watching, like, I don't know, a Disney movie, or is it, you know what I'm saying? Because like, here's my thought, bro. Like, if we watching like The Little Mermaid, and I don't know, there's some kind of sad scene, like, as a man, like, I'm not. Well, one, I probably wouldn't get choked up on it, but even if I felt some kind of way, like, I don't just see myself like crying in front of my wife and kids at like a sad part of a movie. But like, if there's something tragic going on, like, obviously, like, a death in the family, I think that's clearly a quote unquote pass for anybody. But even if maybe you're on a passionate topic or what have you, I think, so does context matter to you, or just no matter what? Like, oh, I scraped my knee, it's okay to cry. Like, at what point do you say, man, get up, dust yourself up? I don't know. That's kind of my question or my thought process.
No, I think it's okay to just cry at any time, bro. If it makes you emotional or sad, I mean, once again, man, we getting up there, bro. So
Hmm.
as I'm getting older, I'm starting to let some emotions flow through.
Mhm.
and just showing that, man. I mean, of course, I ain't watching no Disney movie and crying, but I have had a couple tears off some movies. It ain't like I'm boo-hooing, like give me some tissue, I'm turning red type stuff. But yeah, it's that corner of my eye, yeah, they there. But
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm not like it's not like it's raining. It might be one or two drops, but now if it's something more on a serious note, like maybe a funeral or something, yeah, we gotta go ahead and let that out.
Of course.
They forming for a reason. Like
Mm.
like you're not
Yeah.
gonna have no fart and just hold that in. You gotta let that out. Hey, them tears is just the farts is gas. You got liquids too, right? So
Hmm.
them liquids gotta drop.
Yeah, that's a good take, man. I'm a work in progress, man.
They
I
gotta drop, man.
I get sad, but I struggle to cry. But
Is
I
that
I
you?
I
Is that you trying to hold back though, or is just you don't know?
I'm my mama's son, bro. Like that's I don't know. Like when if you ever met my family, you'll understand why. But I try not to put that on. I got two boys myself, so I try to let them be them. But then there's a certain part, like it's a life is about balance, right? I know I'm off balance when it comes to emotions, and I try to let them be them. One is only 3, so right now he just a Tasmanian devil. He just whatever. He all over the place. But my 9-year old, well, about to be 9-year old, he is definitely more sensitive than I am right now, probably ever was, which is his personality. And the thing that I am fearful of, and I'm being real, like it scares me, is I don't want him to grow up being overly emotional, right? Because I know how this world is. I know how like when I just said how black men are treated in
Mhm.
this world.
Yeah.
I know he has to have thicker skin than what I allow him to have right now. And just trying to find that balance of how to navigate through that space is difficult for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
And then, honestly, Rod, that's where my mind goes, bro. Is just like, the world is cold, man. And sometimes when you show that vulnerability to the world will chew you up and spit you out. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just the reality of it. Like, not everybody's around to, oh, he's going through it. Let's call him or take one up. Sometimes people, see that vulnerability and they
Take
strike.
advantage.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, the
And I
quick
think that
ones.
happens more often than not, in my opinion. You
Yeah.
know.
And what I can say though is I will say that the world has shifted since because I believe we're all around the same age, but the world has shifted quite a bit from when we grew up. It might be hard to change us now, but the world has acknowledged that emotions are real. They have acknowledged that mental health is real, and it's more of a push now than it for sure was when I was growing up. So I don't know. Maybe it will be a little different by the time they get older, but I don't know. I'm struggling to take that chance.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with everything y'all just said. Only thing I'll just add to that, just the crying thing is it's okay to let people know that you're human.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
okay to let people know that sometimes things ain't all right, and you show that by crying sometimes.
For sure.
That's the ultimate. Like, if you steady pushing for something that's not working, and if you see somebody crying, you're like, oh, they must be hurt, or I must have really did something to them, or I must have struck a nerve. So that's an action that shows something. So,
Hmm.
but to your point, yeah, it's tough to grow up, and the world will chew you up. So I just try to give my kids the best of both, to let them know, hey, this is how
Hmm.
I was raised, but then at the flip side, I understand what y'all going through, so I can relate to that.
For
Yeah.
You
sure.
know,
And
For
you know,
sure.
Yeah.
and I think that goes back to the cornerstones of a relationship, the importance of having mom and dad in there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? To kind of have that yin and yang. So you
hmm
might see a certain side from dad, but then you also see another side from mom, and that kind
Hmm.
of helps balance you out too.
That's
Yeah.
important, bro. Like
That
my
part.
kids, both of them kids get a boo boo, and mom's kiss for whatever reason is magical, bro. Like that, I can't give that. You know what I mean? I
Right.
can't just kiss my kid on the head and they feel instantly better. Like it's a difference, and that's why those lines have to stay separate. Honestly, I think both roles are important, and that's why that whole "I'm a boss bitch" thing and all that stuff it's difficult. Like, what are y'all thoughts on that whole topic of women calling themselves boss bitches? Like, first of all,
What does that mean?
you don't want me to call you a bitch, so don't call yourself that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna call you a bitch, so don't even put that label on yourself. Like, that's my opinion on that part of it. But for women nowadays, a lot of it, honestly, from what I see, means they got money. You know what I mean? They make money. And that's what classifies them as a boss bitch, where it's much more than to being a boss than just having money. As my boy Dame just said, you know, money is not everything, right? Money comes and goes. So when you lose that money, are you no longer a boss? Like, what defines that?
Or broke B? I don't know.
It's a lot.
I don't know.
It's a lot of those. It's a lot
You,
of those, man.
you know what? I think it comes down to our perspective, man. I mean, I feel you on that side. See, the older I get, the more I see things from everybody's angles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you saying you don't want them to call themselves that if I can't call you that. I
Mm-hmm.
look at that as like saying like an offensive word, right? We all know
Mm-hmm.
that offensive K word, right?
Mm-hmm.
We call each other that, but we don't want nobody else calling them that. So it's kind of like it's in that same realm to me. You know, they
Yeah.
friends say, "Oh, she a boss B," or "Hey B," guess what? She can call you that. If I call you that, it hits different, right? It's just a different perspective. I don't think money makes you a boss, but I also think if you think of yourself as something, then you carry it, right? You should be able to
Mm-hmm.
hold that down. You could be making $10,000 a year. Does that make you a boss B? If you think so, then why not?
Right. That's
Listen. It's
true.
just like a
Yeah.
person saying, "I'm the best basketball player in the world." You should think highly of yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
when you don't think that, then it looks like you don't have the confidence or the self-esteem. I think everybody should have self-esteem and confidence, but I think it should be a cutoff point. You shouldn't go above like that 70% threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I'm not finna say, "Oh, I'm better than this guy," knowing I'm really not, right? But you should think I'm no different than this guy. I put my pants on one leg at a time, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just our perspective to me. Like you said, just because you make money, that don't make you that. But
Mm-hmm.
if you feel as though that is, then why not?
I think that's dangerous, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't even think the money part is part of being you saying you're a boss bitch. You might just handle your business in a bossy type manner. That's all. You might have the characteristics of a boss. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think money is a part of that equation. Now people do correlate the two together, saying, "Oh, I make my
Mm-hmm.
own big bag, so I'm a boss." But you can be a boss how you handle your household. You can be
Ooh,
I
second.
there
see.
it
You can be
is.
second in command. You could be second in command to the household and X amount of dollars, and you could be 20 to 30,000 below him. But then the way you control that household, you the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You get
See,
what I'm
I,
saying?
I I agree with that, and I'm gonna touch on that. But DC,
He says
you about to
dangerous.
say something? What say
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I think so. As far as the whole women calling themselves the names, I don't really see a problem because we do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
drop the N bomb and whatnot, and
But does that make it right for us though?
not necessarily, but because I'm a part of that, I won't even comment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a part of it, and of course, we on the pod. We try to be mindful, and I try to. I
Mm-hmm.
will say, as I've gotten older, it's still a part of my vocabulary, but it's
Mm-hmm.
becoming a smaller and smaller part of my vocabulary. Definitely, if I'm in mixed crowds, it's definitely a no. So,
Black of the Berry Part 3. We gonna
Yeah, we
touch
are.
on that.
yeah,
We are.
yeah. So that part I agree with. But as far as the whole, if you feel like something, that's what it is. To me, that's a dangerous mindset because it's not rooted in reality, bro. I could feel like I can beat LeBron James, but I can't. Like, I mean, that's just that. That's at the end of the day, that's just the reality, bro. And like, even if I trained my ass off from a little kid up until whatever. Like there's just some things like just life is just not fair. I just don't have the genetics, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how hard I work to accomplish what LeBron accomplished. That's just
Well,
life. That's
well,
not
well.
so much me being a pessimist. That's not me saying I'm down on myself. That's just reality. And I think that men in general are more rooted in reality. We are confident. I think we can do what we put our minds to, but this whole notion of, well, I feel like this, so I'm gonna claim it. Okay, but like where is that going to leave you? You know what I'm saying? And then that again, that takes us back to the whole marriage thing. Look at our community. We ain't getting married. We ain't this and the third because you've got one side thinking this way, another side thinking another way, and nobody wants to come together. You know what I mean? But I feel like that whole boss bitch mentality, it's, when we talk about bringing peace to the home, I think it's the opposite of bringing peace. You know what I'm saying? Because bosses don't bring peace, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a leader. Rod is a leader. Sometimes we got to put feet in asses. Like that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? In whatever professional way or unprofessional, whatever the situation might be, sometimes you got to light fires. And like the whole boss bitch thing is like, oh yeah, I light fires. Well, that's actually the opposite of what a man wants. If we're talking relationships. Now, if that's not important to you ladies, then yeah, do what it is what it is. But to me, displaying masculine energy, to me, that it's not a flex. And I would say the numbers back me up. You know what I mean? Men don't want that. You know what I mean? And so and then also, money does not make you a boss. It just means that you make money. And that's great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like women should have the same opportunities we have and what have you, but just understand that, kind of to Rob's point, we speak different languages and we want different things out of life. And usually a man is not going to want a woman that displays the same energy as him. It just don't work that way for the most part. Like, so I don't know. I think that that's kind of dangerous, man, to like, well, I feel like this and this is what it is. No, like, I mean, like some people want to be Beyonce, but ma'am, if Beyonce can wear things that other women cannot. That's just what it is. Just because they make the clothes doesn't mean it's for you. And that goes for men, and that goes for men too. Just because there's things out there, it ain't for me. Like I got to know my limitations, and if I want to get to a certain point, maybe I work towards it. But I don't just squeeze myself into something that don't fit just to say I did it. It's stupid.
Now, DC, I kind of agree with you somewhat, but that's why I said that confidence threshold or self-esteem threshold to about 75%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know you ain't beating LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
But you still have the confidence to say, hey, if anybody's in the league right now, right? NBA, right? It's only been about 4,000 people. It's about 400 jobs. Those are jobs, right?
Right.
So you should be able to say, hey, I got just as much confidence as LeBron James. Not saying you can beat that man, but just having that confidence. I think you said something about men don't want that masculine energy. Well, guess what? You may have it. Rod may have it. I might have it. All men ain't like that though. Your upbringing determine that to some degree. I think if you've been around a lot of women, you might have that feminine energy. When you get you a woman who knows how to dictate and call the shots, or she's kind of like dominant and you're lacking in that, I think that could work. So I don't look at a man as always the dominant male figure or masculine male figure, because all it's different dudes. You run into different dudes and they don't possess that. You ever been around people and you see another married couple and you like, dang, she dominates their relationship. Why is that? Why do you think that? Maybe he doesn't have that characteristic or that trait in him to lead that relationship. And I'm not saying a woman can't lead the relationship at all. I'm just stating that these things have to have filters upon them.
Yeah.
Like everybody is not the dominant person. Every man can't lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some
yeah, for
women have
sure.
been raised by their fathers, so they know how to lead. Or their mothers might have been dominant and they showed them how to lead. So, and you said something about wearing clothes that don't fit, or they make the clothes that don't mean you should. I I just can't. I would agree with you maybe about 10 years ago, but the new me now is like, I don't mind the Lizzos or whoever. I'm not trying to name drop, but people, if they wearing this stuff, why shouldn't they be confident enough to do what they want to do without worry about somebody else saying something? Because if
Well,
that's the
if you
case,
put
then you're gonna
yourself
be
out there,
always
but if
they
you put
putting.
yourself out there, you're welcome in that. Whether it be good criticism
Yeah.
or good energy or bad energy. If
hmm
you put it out there, you welcoming it. You're looking for it.
I don't think they looking for it. I mean, listen, watch this. Everybody always this the major thing, especially in our community. Oh, they judging me. Stop judging me. I don't want to deal with people who judge me, right? So the thing is, if you want to wear something, why is that the first thing that's in your mind? about somebody's going to judge you. Just wear what you want to wear. It's your life. I don't think nobody should be able to dictate nobody else's life.
Well, it's not about
I don't have no.
dictation, but I
Well,
think it is unrealistic to put. If I put on a shirt, like I'm putting in blessings greater than money,
hmm
bro. People put on that shirt because they want to display something to the world. They want to. They like, bro. People buy your shirts because they want to feel a certain way, and they want the world to know they feel a certain way.
I don't think that's the
Otherwise,
only reason.
just well, it's not the only reason, but it's a big part of it. Because otherwise, what's the point of getting fresh and fly? What's the point of getting the lineup? What difference does it make
That's
if I got a lineup or not? But it's because, bro, we are social creatures and we are all
Mhm.
intertwined. And what others people think about us does matter to us. Like we're all interconnected.
I
It's not all just like, oh, well, this is how I feel. So, the world should just accept it. Like you have to understand that if you put something on or if you do something, the world may not respond the way you think they're gonna respond.
no that I 100% agree with that. But then why let that distract you from doing what you want to do? Remember, it's your life. Why distract that? You said they make the clothes just because they make it in your size don't mean you should wear it, right?
Right.
So if they make a outfit for I don't know who to say, but I know Lizzo has been like the poster child for all this criticism, right?
Sure,
She
sure.
shouldn't wear that. Now, why shouldn't it if they made it in her size? What stops a person from wearing that? See, I respect Lizzo a whole lot without even knowing much about her, only because I respect confidence in a person. If you have confidence to wear something, who cares what somebody gonna say? That's the era we're in, especially now. It's so much, everything is wide open now. So you see these pictures and people saying, "Oh, why would she wear that?" You wouldn't say that about somebody else. So why is it different? It's just like wearing you're a black person and you're wearing blue hair. Why shouldn't you? If that's what you want to do, then do it. And have the confidence to say, okay, well, if somebody gonna say something about it, then that's on them.
Hmm.
That's strictly on them. Like I don't go out in the world saying, I wonder what people gonna say what I got on. Like, do I like to get fresh? Yeah, but I'm not getting fresh for others no more. I used to do that. Now I get fresh because I like the stuff that I buy and wear. I don't do it for nobody else. Because if I'm doing that, then I'm not even being true to me. I'm waiting on validation. I don't need validation anymore. That ship has already sunk already. I've already did that already. But it takes for you to get to a certain mentality to understand that type stuff. Like, I'm not worried about what somebody else is gonna say. That's what I try to instill in my kids now. Like my son got his hair dyed, my youngest son, a few years ago. We went to our family's house. He didn't even want to get out the car because he was worried about what people gonna think. He was 8 at the time.
Hmm.
I said, get out the car, man. And I knew why he didn't want to get out because this is his first time showing everybody else that he got his hair dyed. Nah,
Hmm.
bro, you chose that. Ride with it and wear it with pride. If that's what you wanted to do that. Because
Facts.
nobody can take away what you want to do, how you want to live your life, but God, to me. And
Mm.
I'm not even trying to be religious or none of that, but if you want to live your life how you want to live it, I respect people who do that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I just think it's kind of naive to say, like, okay, if you put on a fresh fit, you wouldn't feel any kind of way if somebody stopped you in the grocery store and said, "Hey, man, I like that shirt. Oh, them shoes is fresh, bro." That ain't gonna make you feel no kind of way.
No. That's validation, but I'm not looking for validation. If it comes, it's one of those things where if it comes along, oh, cool. Just like the shirt I had. Oh man, that's a nice shirt. Okay, cool. But I didn't make this for you. I made it for me.
Well,
I'm not
yeah.
going out there seeking validation. If it comes along, it's a bonus. It's like if I do my job and I get paid every week. Okay, cool. If they give me a bonus every year, okay, cool. But I signed up to make this hourly wage. I didn't sign up for a bonus.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's why it's called a bonus. It's extra. So I'm not signing up for people to say, "Oh, your shirt look good, man," or "Your shirt don't look good." I didn't. Okay, I didn't act because first of all, I didn't ask you. So you gave me some feedback based off me not even asking you. That's free marketing for me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I got a sweet haircut and I see somebody and they got a sweet haircut and I say, "Hey man, who cut your hair?" "Oh, such and such." "Oh, okay, that look nice." That's free marketing for that person and the barber. If you decide to tell me who cut your hair, I'm quite sure you wasn't looking for that because
Nah.
you got the validation from yourself because you look nice because you went to that person to cut your hair. That's
So
how I
let
look at it.
so question about the haircut then. So let's say you get a haircut and after you get the cut, everybody is like, "Yo, whoever cut your hair, man, they messed you up. They did you dirty." do you continue to go to the barber, or do you maybe talk to the barber and say, hey man, maybe let's try a different cut sometime, or you say, man, whatever, I'm gonna keep the same jagged hairline?
DC, if I liked it,
Uh-huh.
then I liked it. If I didn't like it, I would tell him to correct it. The barber always give you the mirror at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? But guess what? Now I'll give you a story to that. Man, this is gonna be kind of crazy. But my grandfather cut my hair on the crate before on the porch. Man, I hated that haircut, dog. The
Mm-hmm.
next day I had to go to school. I had my boy's starter jacket. I put my hood on the whole. Now we in high school. This is my 9th grade year. I wore his starter jacket the whole day. So I'm like, when I got off, I called my normal barber. Hey man, can you come? Oh, I can't do it. Dang. Okay, so now I gotta wait another day. I gotta go to school another day. So if you didn't like something, you get it fixed. My granddaddy don't know how to cut hair. I just was starving for a cut. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
thing
feel
is,
you. But I
I
mean, like,
validated my own self. I didn't need to get cooked because guess what? I like to roast people. I've been roasting for my whole life.
I already know,
So
bro.
at this
Yeah,
point,
He's
yeah,
really
I already
bad at
knew.
people.
Listen,
Yeah,
I already
man.
knew that if I come to school the normal day, normally roasting people, now I'm down in a negative already because they already got a hand up to see my haircut. It's nothing I can do. Now I got to fight all people who might not even be roasters just because they got an opportunity to get at me. You get what I'm saying? So I knew what the consequences was.
Yeah.
Nowadays, man, if I cut my own hair and I mess it up, guess what? I enjoyed it. And I ain't paid 30, 40, 50 bucks for it either. So I'm not looking for validation. I've been cutting my own hair for 3 years.
Right.
Is it scantless? Hell no. But guess what? It's good enough for me.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, devil's advocate, last thing, and I'll get off of it. So yeah, have y'all ever maybe got a shirt, pair of shoes, put on a fit, something where you was like, yo, I'm feeling it. You looking in the mirror, you like, yep, this is it. Woo woo woo. You walk outside and folks are like, that ain't it. And it's like not just one person, like maybe it's just whatever you did, it was a miss to the world.
Yeah.
But you liked it when you looked in the mirror. Do you keep rocking the fit and you just get
Yes.
clowned every day you go out, or do you?
Yeah, bro. True to yourself.
I'm saying no, but not in real life. I'm sure somebody. I'm
Yes.
sure y'all have
Yes,
experienced this.
this fool right here. Dang.
Now T, you know that's cap, sir. You know that's cap, sir.
No,
You know
no, it
that's
ain't.
cap,
No, it
sir.
ain't. No, it ain't.
Bro,
No, it ain't.
so
No, it ain't.
hold on. I'm taking it back to college. When you had that warm up on, and you got
Yeah.
flame. I ain't never seen that warm up again, bro. Ever. And you know what I'm
I
talking
have wore that
about.
boy. Yeah, I have wore it again though. I did wear it again, bro. And
Because I ain't
and-
never
and-
seen it.
yeah, I did. And Chris, you know. But I even fast forwarded.
Bro,
I
we
even
need
fast
Chris on
forwarded.
here, bro, because I ain't never seen. I saw
I'm,
it one
I'll
time
even
in my
fast
life.
forward it, bro. I'm different, bro. Just like you. And I'm gonna throw this right back at you. I'm gonna put the mirror up on you, bro. You just said dang be roasting, bro. That's how I met him, bro. When I
Oh, yeah.
moved up to the D, bro. Like this is my dog, bro. He told me where to go and not to go. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so, bro, bro, I dress different than any of the folks we hung out. Like Dame knew, bro. I dress different, bro. That was just my style, bro. Where I'm from, bro. Shout out, Montgomery. Bro, he was like, hey man, why you wearing that, bro? Why you know what I'm saying? I get clown. But every time we went out, bro, I was true to myself. The other night, Rod, you saw me on my birthday, bro.
Every time.
You saw me on my birthday. Rod was like, oh, bro, you that's you, bro. And I was like, I know I'm usually the only one who get away with shit like that.
Yeah,
But
I
see,
get
watch
you.
this.
DC. Wait, hold on. And I'm gonna go to DC because me and Rob, we got on you. We was like, DC, man, why you wearing that jacket, bro? At that pink ice. He was like, bro, I was killing them though, bro. This is my swag. That is you. That is
But
you.
y'all-
And I
but
know
y'all
you
didn't
for
roast me,
years.
though. But y'all didn't.
Bro, we
roast me. Y'all
called
just
you,
like,
bro.
y'all
We
just said
called
it's
you
different.
bro. We called you Bruce Lee, bro. I called you Dragonfly DC.
I don't know. I didn't really, but see, I think
but
that's different.
you.
But I think that's different because it
bro.
wasn't like, hey, what
It's
you're
not
wearing
different,
is
bro.
just complete clownish. Like
It's-
it was
I
just,
wouldn't.
that's
I
kinda
wouldn't wear
different.
that, bro. And we said that. We was like, yo, that ain't us. But you was like, bro, that's me. That is my style. You just said to Rod, hey, bro, I don't get with this jersey thing, bro. Why do you wear jerseys? And I'm like, it's kind of coming back. And Rob was like, yeah, bro, I got one. He was like, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. And what did Rod say?
I think
Bro,
that's apples and oranges, man.
No. And Rod
Yeah.
replied to you, I marched to the beat of my own drum.
Exactly.
I think that's definitely apples and oranges because we're
It's
talking about two
not,
different things.
bruh.
We're not
It's
talking about
not.
preference, bro.
Hey, Rob,
That
funny,
is
man.
the preference.
I'ma
You
just tell you why
said-
Rob
You
funny.
just said people
No, man.
clown you, bro. You just said if someone clowns
Bro,
you
y'all.
about
Here's
the
the
stuff
thing.
you wear,
Y'all didn't clown me
beating
though,
my own drum.
bro. Didn't nobody clown me, and I never clowned Rod. Who
Hey,
clowned
but
who?
Rod Clown T though. Hey, that's funny because he said, oh, that's T. That's you, T. Like
Mm.
that's a like subtle shade. Like, oh yeah, that's I wouldn't wear that, but that's T. That's T. That's how you say it in grown man, though. That's exactly how you say it in grown man. Oh yeah, that's his style. Like I'm not
Yeah,
wearing that at all. But he,
nah.
so I mean,
I
DC man, you gotta man, you tripping, man.
I think we talking about two different things. We talking about clowning, bro. Because we
Nah.
just y'all just talking about homeboys just talking about each other.
So who
You
in
know
the
what I'm
world
saying?
is possibly saying something to you that doesn't know you? That's saying that outfit trash, bruh. Who's saying that to you, DC?
Nobody says that because I'm just fly, bro. I don't
No,
even
no, 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 no,
understand.
no, no,
I
no,
don't
no. Listen,
understand that language. That never
what I'm
happened to
saying
me.
is, in general, you said, have y'all ever went out and somebody said that? So, in general, who's actually what stranger is walking up to any one of us and saying, "Nah, that ain't it, bro. That outfit trash." Who's saying that to somebody?
Oh, I've had that happen.
To
Yeah,
you?
I've had.
Oh, okay. So this is a story about you, not about us.
No, what I'm saying
So,
is,
so-
I'm a human being, bro. I
okay,
believe in
yeah,
6 degrees of separation.
okay.
So what I'm saying is, if it's something that I've experienced, I don't think I've experienced much that the world hasn't experienced. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also more so mentioning like the Lizzo thing. You know what I'm saying? So like you mentioned, like I think one time she went to a basketball game in a thong, and she
Hmm.
got flamed for it. Do
Hmm.
you think that she would go back to another basketball game in the thong? Maybe she would,
Yeah.
but like that's kind of what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Not so much of a uh the homeboys like, oh, I don't know about that shirt kind of thing. But when you mentioned Lizzo, honestly, that was more so my mindset of if y'all remember that controversial thing, she got kicked out the game.
Yeah.
yeah, she was
And
Well,
twerking at the
well,
Lakers
well.
game.
I'll
yeah,
say this to that point, man. You did say apples and oranges. This is completely apples and oranges. That's a celebrity, which people follow her and they gonna make whatever comments they can because the internet is not real. So I don't think none of us qualifies for that type of discussion that you're talking about. Like
but it
if
happens
I
in
was a
real life.
celebrity, you think I would pay attention to somebody in my comments that is following me? You're following me, right? So why do I need to be like, oh yeah, I gotta go off what they said?
Well, but it
Um,
happens in real life as well. I'm sure y'all seen on Facebook, randoms being taken pictures of in like Walmart and crazy outfits, and
Hmm.
they go
Hmm.
viral for having crazy fits or crazy hair, things like that. Like, I mean, you don't have to be a celebrity to get roasted by strangers, bro. I mean, I bring
that's
up Lizzo because we all know Lizzo, but
right. I
certainly
believe
we
that's true.
all seen them things floating around of people looking, wearing real, crazy things or whatever it might be, things that maybe the masses don't agree with.
But is it crazy if they wanted to wear it? It
Well,
seems
it's
that's
not
what
so
I'm
much
saying.
that. The thing is,
Good
I
point.
guess my thing is, I don't believe people are above the influence. I guess that's my biggest point is that just because yes, something that you enjoy or you like, that's not necessarily above the influence of society, even if it's people that you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? That was the bigger point. Maybe I wasn't as articulate, but that was the bigger point is, yeah, just because it's something that you liked within yourself, we are a society of connected people. And granted, I don't go out seeking validation from complete strangers, but like a stranger can make or break your day. You know what I'm saying? If somebody cuts you off while you're driving, that can piss you off for hours. Maybe it can ruin your day. If you hold the door for somebody, they don't say thank you. That might sour your mood when you go in the grocery store. I mean, like these things happen. These are real things. Like it's not so much of a seeking validation thing. It's just we're all interconnected people, and yeah, the feedback from strangers matters, bro. Like I'm not saying that it dictates. I'm not gonna be suicidal because somebody don't like my hair. You know what I'm saying? But like specifically, when I say somebody stopped me, it's been about my hair. I got locks, and you go through the ugly phase and whatnot, and sometimes people make comments. That's anybody with locks can probably relate in some sort of way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I feel you. I feel you. I see where you're cleaning it up at, but
No, that was always my point. Ain't no cleanup. You know what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
but you're still saying that we are seeking. You worry about a person that doesn't know you's comment about
But that's
your
not seeking
attire or your look.
validation. That's
Well,
not
no,
seeking validation. It's just saying that feedback influences you.
not that's why I was speaking to that confidence and self esteem. If I knew I looked good in this, why am I worried about you? Maybe you don't understand what I'm doing. See, it's different levels. You might
Hmm.
not understand. Just like you growing your hair or it's locks, right? A person, you just said it. A person who else has grown their locks, we all go to that ugly phase so they can relate, right? So it's
Hmm.
just about understanding. I don't know why your hair look like that. But if I did it before, then I say, oh, you going through that phase, right, bro? Yeah, I went through it too. It's relatable. So I'm not worried about what nobody is. on the outside thinking. It's one of those things where the internet says now, if you know, you know, and they just don't know, they just don't know. That's how I take that.
Yeah.
Facts. And that was some good discussion. I just
Yeah.
want to mention one last thing that I wanted to clear up on that whole boss bitch thing. No, I wasn't saying like you can't call yourself that. I said I'm not going to call you that, right? I'm not going to call no woman no bitch. And I don't think you would want to be called that, right? You can embrace it. And again, you can go back DC and say to our N-word conversation, yeah, I still use it. I don't think I should though. You know what I mean? I've been trying to fight that for years, but
Yeah.
it just rolls off the tongue so easily from 40
Yeah.
40
years of saying it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And sometimes I'm sorry, it's needed, bro. Like we shouldn't, but it's just like, sometimes that message don't get conveyed the right way. Like,
yeah. So if that's what you want to call yourself, I mean, I'm not gonna call you that. I don't think you should embrace that term, especially with the, you want to be called a bitch or whatever. I'm not going to call you that. But I did look up the definition, and it said a boss bitch is a confident, successful, and independent woman who speaks her mind and stands up for what she believes in. She keeps it 100% real with everyone, sets boundaries, and isn't afraid to go after what she wants. So,
that boundaries part,
yeah, that boundaries part. So I will say, look, I acknowledge my wife as a boss. I don't, we've had our ups and downs on her making more versus me making more, but I consider her a boss of this and a CEO of this house. I gave her that title and I believe in it because she does more than just make money. She makes sometimes necessary decisions when I'm not around, sometimes when I'm around. You know what I mean? She's the CEO, bro. Like I acknowledge her for that. I consider her a boss, and it ain't money based.
bam.
I think we all can speak on that when we talk about our wives.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
But
So, moral of the story is, man, have confidence in yourself. Don't worry about what nobody else got to think. If you're gonna be a boss, be that to that definition of Rod. Yeah, we ain't gonna call you that, but we gonna salute you though as a CEO. You know what I'm saying? And dang, shout out to you, bro, because it is Black History Month. We talking, bro, as a Black entrepreneur, as a Black business owner, bro. Shout out to you.
Sure.
Continue to
Appreciate
keep pushing
it.
your brand, bro. Hey, we want to see more people in your gear because I'm gonna give you your flowers, bro. Because you got Nate Burleson out here pushing you as well. I ain't gonna,
Appreciate it.
gloss over that, bro. Appreciate you, bro. All of that, man. And DC, man, be nice.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna do that. Listen, I'm all about confidence. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows me, I'm supremely confident. But I also believe in reality. And that's got to be a part of the moral of the story too.
Yeah, I'm
You know what
confident, bro.
saying?
I'm gonna get dressed like you next week, bro. I'm gonna be down in Columbia, bro. I'm gonna go.
You're not gonna pull it off, but try though.
Team Big Goat for me.
I ain't gonna even try. I can't pull neither one of y'all styles.
I'm going to the spot, bro. I'm getting the whole thing.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and do it, bro.
So-
Get it
so-
fitted. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll send you down to Jackie's because you got to get it tailored. You got to get it. You got to get it right. So I'll send you down to Jackie's.
Even with like the blonde tips on it, all that.
Oh, I don't know if you know. Bro, I don't know if you got the genetics for that one, sir.
Hey, Rod, man, go ahead, take us home, bro.
When it's all said and done, man, just be true to you. Like the world's gonna be there regardless if you or not. So might as well make it personal and be yourself.
There it is, man. Be yourself.
That's it.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. Appreciate y'all boys, man. You already know what it is, man. Kill the music.